All right, the main event is here, UFC Mexico City. I'm here with
Pew, pew, pew,
MMAFoo and
pew.
Red Wolf MMA to discuss Brandon Moreno fighting, and this is a shocker, Steve Erceg.
The two nicest guys in the world, ladies and gentlemen.
The two nicest guys in the world. What I
Mm.
don't get though is how a number eight managed to creep his way back into some sort of title contention type fight. Steve Erceg is the biggest mystery in the UFC to me. He comes in, does some company man type shit, and then all of a sudden he gets a title fight against Pantoja, right? Pantoja beats him. He has he's on a two-fight losing streak, and then all of a sudden he gets Moreno.
I just feel like that division's like, yeah, like there's no one to fight Pantoja if you really think about it, bro. So it kind of like it made sense, but it didn't make sense, you know. Like it was a fun fight till it wasn't, and he could
Mhm.
have won that fight too. That's it's crazy how close that fight was till he fucked it up, where he had no fight IQ, you know, where you could tell where the champion pedigree stood apart from the where his ranking where he was pushed, like you said, right? Or you could tell, like, oh, it shows why
The
he
levels.
fucking didn't know how to finish a champ because he got a speed pass, you know,
Hmm.
a speed
And
run.
then
That's
like
what I say.
yeah, speed run and it always brings that cliche to point, right? There's levels to this game.
Hmm.
Pantoja being the champ and not just the champ, an experienced UFC fighter, and then Erceg being thrust up there. Yeah, he had that puncher's chance, but in reality, he couldn't put him away. And now you're fighting another former champ in Moreno, who's had wars with the best of the best in the UFC.
One of the
So I
first
just,
quadrilogies, you know what I mean, against a killer like Figueiredo. Do you know what I mean? Like Marino's one of the best, man. I absolutely love him. You know, I put that little video, that little picture up of him looking all geeky with his Legos and shit, and I'm like, this guy is
that's a
one of the
killer,
best
bro.
fighters in the division. Do you know what I mean? He's just like, and like Fu said, two of the nicest guys. Um, I mean, Erceg, you know, I don't know why he got a title shot. I mean, I think that shocked a lot of people. But like you say, that they're running out of people for Pantoja to fight. Now, I obviously have a view on that. There is one person that could have fought Pantoja and given one hell of a fight. Um, but He
Oh
better
yeah,
not
but
be from Britain.
he's not in there anymore though, right? I I think we're thinking of the same fighter.
Are you
He's
thinking of
no longer in the
Makayev?
UFC.
You thinking Makayev?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, bro.
Yeah, but he
That's the
did. I don't know
travesty of
what the fuck he
travesty.
did, bro. Like nobody
Yeah, bro.
liked him. A lot of
That's
promotion put
crazy.
stuff on him. Yeah, so he did
I
something,
mean,
bro.
he
Stupid.
did
Like not
something
even
real
the fighters
foul.
don't like
Yeah,
him. You
yeah.
know
He
it's
must have
bad
done
if the
something real
promotion
foul.
and the fighters don't like you. So it's like it's bad, bro. Like
Do you
even
think
Kobe
he's learned?
Covington, bro. Like people like kind of, but the fools that work with him know him, and they kind of like, yeah, you know, he's part of the system. He makes everything work. Mokaev wasn't making shit work, and he could have been a world champion, bro. Sometimes you gotta shut the fuck up, get your money, go home. That's it, you know. Get your belt, but
This,
he didn't, bro. I don't know what the hell he did. I till this day
bro.
I want to find out, bro. Like that's my biggest mystery. I want to know what
That's
the fuck
yeah.
Mokaev did to piss off the fucking brass at the UFC, bro. Which is Mick Maynard, Sean Shelby, Dana White, and the
Campbell,
other dude
Hunter
with
Campbell.
the yeah, Hunter Campbell. That's the one. But he
Yeah,
pissed everybody off. They're like, nah, they don't want to deal with. They didn't even want to work.
That's
They
what
didn't
Dana
even want to
White
negotiate. So
and
it's
that's
it's
what
like,
Dana White said. It's like it's not even me. Like I have my own opinions about him, but it's not even me. It's the other people that don't want to have anything to do with him. So yeah, I mean that's something because it does leave such a black hole, right? He beats Manel Cop. I mean, this dude can probably have been the future champ in this division, but now we're spinning in mud, and we got Erceg versus
and
Moreno.
the best story behind that was that he transferred under Tommy, that he got his BJJ under Tom Aspinall. So like
Yeah.
that's crazy.
So that I mean, like the story was there, everything was there for him. But hey, I think he fucked it up. I don't think the
Fucked it
UFC
up.
fucked it up. The UFC knows when they have a star, and he must have done something, bro, because he could
He
have been a
did
star,
something.
especially in the UK, bro.
I think it had something
Huge,
to do with like he could
huge.
go anywhere, like, oh, I can go anywhere and stuff like that. And I think just saying, even saying stuff like that when you're in the Premier League, everything else is punching down, bro. You can't be anywhere else. If you're in the UFC, you're at you're it, right? You can't be
No,
anywhere else. And that's what I don't understand that argument. Like, oh, I could be doing this, or I could be no, bro. If you could say I'm in the UFC, then that's it. To me, you've made it, at least in MMA, right? Now, if you want to do boxing, you want to do other shit, okay, fine. You want to do explore other stuff, but if you're doing MMA, if you're saying you're in the UFC, then that's it. And I think I'm not saying I know, but I feel like that's part of the vein of where it was sort of at.
Especially when you're like a company, not a company man, but you work for the company, and like you're trying to be bigger than even the big people, like the people that
See,
like if everybody we've all worked and there's big bosses and then there's bosses that we don't even know about, and he was just
oh
like pissing
yeah,
everybody
and
the
there's
fuck off.
and there's bosses we don't like, right? But we pretend that
Yeah.
we like them because they're all writing our checks. But we want to talk about company, man, and what could have been. Let's look at Steve Erceg.
Yes.
Company man kept his mouth shut, did whatever they wanted to do, got his title shot, didn't, make it, didn't capitalize, but now they're angling to allow him to get another title shot if he beats Moreno. So
mm,
what could have been Steve Erceg is somewhat living.
Yeah.
yeah,
And if
yeah.
Erceg beats Pantoja, he's a star in Australia right away, bro. Like you don't even think about it. And
You mean Moreno?
no, when he fought Pantoja, Erceg.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah,
So
yeah.
if he would have beat Pantoja, oh dude, he would have been a fucking massive star.
It
You
would
know
have
how
been a mess,
Australia
bro.
treat
It
their
would have been
champs.
a mess. It would have been a mess. I mean, the
He had it.
easy it is for him to get fan base, right? He's so easy to like, right? He's so easy to root for. He's so easy to just, to go against the heel, the local boy, the humble guy. Um, yeah, he's so easy to love, right? As a fighter, as a fan.
Shit. Look at
But
Brandon. Brandon got cut from the UFC, bro. Brandon got cut from the UFC. Brandon
I don't
Moreno,
understand that. I
he
don't
came
understand
back,
that,
bro.
honestly. Like, I don't
Company man.
understand where the UFC was at that time, not really understanding, how they need to develop their Mexico base because Moreno ended up being the face of UFC Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Yair
But I don't think
Rodriguez.
anybody would have called
Yair
Moreno.
Rodriguez ghosted himself for like 2 years when Yair could have been the face of UFC Mexico. He
And then
took
Alexa Grasso kind of took over. They had Grasso and Moreno, and then Rodriguez came back at interim championship. So there's all these great high level Mexican fighters. But Moreno, I mean, like you say, yeah, he left the UFC. He was a champion in another organization. I think they brought him back for Ultimate Fighter. He wins that. He then goes on to have four killer fights with Figueiredo. And the dude's a star, man. I love him. I think Moreno's great. You know what I mean? And just touching back on this fight, I think this is going to be a very another Moreno showcase. I mean, you look at his last fight against Alabazi. That was just fucking beautiful. Do you know what I mean? And a few people, kind of wrote him off on that, said, "Oh, Alabazi's getting the next title shot. He's going because he's fresh. We've not seen him, Pantoja fresh meat and all that." And Moreno went, "Nope, like, it's not going to happen." You know what I mean? So I think the same thing happens again. To be honest, I think Moreno stops Erceg getting that second title shot.
Yeah, I think Moreno's experience, his cardio advantage, home field advantage, the elevation, once again, going to be claiming victims later in the rounds, and this is a 5 rounder. So, this is one right in Moreno's wheelhouse. How many fucking 5 round fights has this dude fought? It seems like all he does is five round
Um,
fights.
I think that the majority of his fighting career has been 5 rounds. I think maybe he's fought one or
Yeah.
two, maybe
Yeah.
3 rounds.
Yeah, he's going to
Thing is,
weaponize cardio. he's going to weaponize cardio, and I think he's going to get a fourth round submission. Erceg's durable. He's not going to get put out in the first. He's pretty smart, right, defensively. But once he starts gasping for that air, once he starts figuring out like, do I block? What do I do? And then he gets taken down. I think Moreno is gonna secure a submission. I called the guillotine. I was thinking also it could be a rear naked, but I called guillotine, so I'm going to keep rolling guillotine as hard as that's going to be to secure. But he's going to be on top of him, soften him up, wrap him up, and fourth round submission.
I think if it's going to be a fourth round, and it is going to be a submission, I'd go with rear naked. That seems to be Moreno's bread and butter. My personal favorite, submission. But I think it's going to be a knockout. I think Erceg's going to start sweating. He's going to start breathing heavy. Fourth round, third round, fifth round. Those later rounds.
Ole, 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 ole,
Mate, Moreno's getting it done, man. You know what I mean? He's going to knock him out. He's going to attack the body when Erceg's gasping for breath, and he's going to come up with some either right hook, left hook, or he's going to drop him. He's going to pounce on him, and he's going to pound him out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see the body work. It's funny you say that because that's what he did with KKF, Kai Kara Fraud, France. He was the kicks, Nah, it's just that dude talks a lot of shit. I like him. He's a good fighter, but he's
yeah.
Like chill, bro.
It's all fake.
We need to see him versus
all 5'3" of them and shit.
Yeah,
but
he's still taller than most shit talkers that we know. But
I'm waiting for the Brandon Moreno rebound. I hope he can come back and get the belt. Shit. I don't know. Like, I feel like fame got to him. Like, not in a bad way though. Like, not in a bad way. Like, it's just like when he fought in Mexico, like he has his own song. Like he became a superstar overnight, bro. From being like piss poor, bro, to becoming a superstar, which is mostly like pretty much every UFC fighter that's from, not even some American fighters, like
from Brazil, from Mexico.
Yeah, but mostly the overseas fighters were like they come from literally nothing. Like, so that's a good background story. But you start seeing like the people he hangs out with. He's like hanging out with Canelo, which is not a bad thing, but it could get overwhelming sometimes, like if too much, too much, like you forget where you come from and you don't. So I just feel like Brandon, he's got that spirit, like where those wars, he's always giving us wars, I feel like he holds back, like he has so much to prove, but he doesn't anymore, like having the mariachis, having songs, being like in front of his home crowd, bro. Like I feel like he has nothing to prove, and he needs to realize that, like, that he has nothing to prove. And if he realizes that, bro, he'll fucking start knocking out. I feel like he can get a finish. I don't know how, but KO, TKO somehow. I think he can overwhelm Erceg. Too much, and hopefully he takes advantage of fighting in Mexico, because the last time he fought in Mexico didn't go too well for him. And it's tough. Everybody's a Brandon Moreno fan. Everybody's a Steve Erceg fan. But yeah, I'm gonna rock with Brandon Moreno. I feel like we're all Brandon Moreno fans, because of the way he came up, in the speech. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, and maybe not the next day. But I promise you, one day I will be champion, bro. And hey, he fucking did it, and
then when he finally did, and he submitted Figueiredo, man, the way that it didn't even sink in, and then when it hit him, he just was like, "Whoa!" Do you know what I mean? Like.
Top five, even top 3 moments for me in UFC history, bro, was Brandon Moreno winning the belt.
And the fact that he also elevated the Latino, aspect of UFC. Does UFC commentating for the Spanish? What is it? I don't know if it's Univision or.
He's our Bisping, bro.
One of those two. Yeah, he's basically exactly. That's exactly right, bro. And so he's representing UFC and the Latino culture, Latin America. So yeah, I'm totally rocking Moreno. All 3 of us rocking Moreno.
And has one of the sickest custom shorts designs ever. Man, those things, I would rock them outside, man. They are sick. I love them. You know what I mean?
For this fight, I have to see.
I hope he wears them. I hope he's got them on. They took them off my boy. My boy Leon wasn't wearing his, and that's what happened. Do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, let my boy wear his custom shorts. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Ladies and gentlemen, UFC Mexico City.
Vamos.
Banger. Hay
After the UK.
Perros también en esta carta.
From UK.
Red Wolf from UK. MMAFoo in LA. Your homie in T-Town. Smash that like and subscribe button, everybody. Peace out.
MMA homies.
Take care, boys. Till the next one.
Shout out to my boy Alien. Shout out to everybody, man.
Shout out to all the homies, bro.
Shout out Mac Malley. Gonna be on the pod next week, boys. Watch out for that one.
Let's go. Woo. Excited.